Hey guys, it's Crispy, and welcome back to my channel, if you dare. Today, we're diving headfirst into the chilling, unexplained world of the paranormal as we journey through the most haunted places in North Dakota. That's right, get ready to explore the top 5 locations with me where spirits roam free and the veil between our world and the next wears thin. We're talking bone-chilling EVPs, unexplained shadows caught on camera, and stories that'll make your blood run cold. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey that will test the limits of your bravery. Our first stop takes us to Bismarck, North Dakota, home of the Liberty Memorial Building. Now, this place has a heavy past, guys. Built back in 1936 as part of President Roosevelt's New Deal, it once housed the State Library, Supreme Court, and even a freaking prison in the basement. You can imagine the kind of energy that lingers here. People have reported seeing shadowy figures lurking in the hallways, their footsteps echoing through the silence. There are whispers of a former librarian who still roams the stacks, her presence marked by the faint scent of old books and the unsettling feeling of being watched. And then there are the stories from the basement, the former prison. Some say the spirits of former inmates, unable to find peace, still wander the cold, damp cells. I've even heard accounts of people feeling an oppressive weight on their chests, like something is trying to suffocate them. It's enough to make the hair on your arms stand on end. Sound of a door creaking open. We're heading inside now, and let me tell you, the air is already thick with anticipation. It's like stepping back in time with these high ceilings and dimly lit corridors. You can practically feel the weight of the history here, the echoes of laughter, sorrow, and maybe even a scream or two. We're setting up our equipment now. EMF readers, EVP recorders, the works. I've got this feeling in my gut, and it's telling me we're not alone. The energy here is palpable, like something is watching our every move. Sound of static and muffled voices on an EVP recorder. Did you hear that? That wasn't me. It sounds like voices, whispering just beyond the range of human hearing. I'm getting chills just listening to it. This is what I live for, these moments where the veil lifts and we get a glimpse into the other side. Stay close, guys. We're going deeper into the belly of the beast. I want to see if we can't make contact with whatever or whoever is behind these chilling occurrences. We're on the grounds of Fort Abraham Lincoln, standing in the shadow of the Custer House. This is where Lieutenant Colonel George Armstrong Custer lived with his wife, Libby, before his ill-fated last stand at Little Bighorn. The history here is palpable, but it's also a place where the past refuses to stay buried. Libby Custer, they say, never truly left. She adored this house, and some believe her spirit lingers, tending to her beloved home even in death. People have reported seeing a woman in a long white dress peering out the windows, her face etched with a melancholy that chills you to the bone. And it's not just Libby. Soldiers who fell in battle, their souls tethered to the site of their demise, are said to roam the grounds. There have been reports of disembodied footsteps marching across the parade grounds, the ghostly echoes of a regiment lost to time. Sound of wind chimes clinking eerily. We've set up a series of cameras around the house, hoping to capture any sign of movement, any flicker of the spectral realm. The energy here is different from the Liberty Building. It's more military, regimented, like something is still standing guard, watching over this hallowed ground. Sound of a woman crying softly. Did you hear that? It sounds like crying. It's faint, but definitely there. I'm drawn to the upstairs bedroom, the one Libby used to call her own. The energy here is incredibly strong, filled with a deep sense of sorrow and longing. I'm placing my hand on the wall, and I can feel a coldness seeping through, like touching a block of ice. This isn't just residual energy, guys. This feels aware, like whatever is here knows we're present and wants to communicate. This place gets me every time. San Haven Sanatorium. Just outside of Dunseith, North Dakota, this former tuberculosis sanatorium stands as a chilling reminder of the fragility of life and the lingering echoes of suffering. Imagine, if you will, the countless souls who took their last breaths within these walls, their coughs silenced forever by the cold grip of death. Tuberculosis was a death sentence back then, and this place was both a sanctuary and a prison for those afflicted. The stories that seep from these crumbling walls are enough to make your blood run cold. Sound of a gurney rolling down a hallway. People have reported seeing spectral figures in the windows, patients still trapped in their final moments. There are whispers of a malevolent presence that roams the halls, its anguished cries echoing through the empty rooms. We're walking down a hallway now, the air thick with the smell of disinfectant and decay. The paint peels from the walls like scabs, revealing the raw, exposed history beneath. Sound of a woman screaming. Did you hear that? It sounded like a scream. A scream filled with such raw terror that it sends shivers down my spine. I've heard that sound before, in places where unimaginable pain lingers, where the veil between life and death is stretched thin. We're heading towards the source of the sound, our hearts pounding in our chests. The air grows colder with each step, and I can feel a presence surrounding us, watching our every move. Something dark resides here, something that feeds on the suffering that permeated these walls for so long. Don't let the name fool you. The Children's Museum at Junker Farm, housed in a building dating back to the early 1900s, is far from your average playground. It's said that the spirits of children, their laughter echoing through the halls, still play within these walls, their innocent spirits oblivious to their earthly departure. Local legend has it that the farm was once home to a family who lost a child in a tragic accident. The heartbroken parents, unable to bear the thought of their child truly being gone, clung to the belief that their spirit remained, forever frozen in time. Sound of children's laughter. We're in the old schoolhouse now, the wooden floors creaking beneath our feet. The air is filled with a strange mixture of joy and sorrow, like the echoes of laughter are intertwined with the weight of something lost. Sound of a ball bouncing. Did you hear that? It sounds like a ball bouncing, but there's no one here. I'm getting the feeling that we're being watched, observed by unseen eyes. The energy here is playful, yes, but there's an underlying current of something else, something that sends a chill down my spine. We've set up our cameras in the old nursery, a room filled with antique toys and cribs. This is where the energy seems to be the strongest, like the spirits of children are drawn to these familiar objects, remnants of their short lives. Our final stop brings us to Fargo, North Dakota, and the historic Fargo Theatre. This grand old dame has seen it all, from vaudeville acts to Hollywood premieres, but it's the unseen performances that truly send chills down your spine. This place is a hotbed of paranormal activity, and we're here to shine a light on the darkness that lurks behind the curtain. Sound of applause and faint music. The most famous resident of the Fargo Theatre is said to be the spirit of a former stagehand who met an untimely end. Legend has it that he fell to his death from the catwalk above the stage, his presence now marked by unexplained noises, flickering lights, and even objects moving on their own. We're backstage now, surrounded by costumes and props from past productions. The air is thick with the scent of dust and grease paint, a potent cocktail that seems to amplify the energy here. Sound of a rope snapping. Did you hear that? It sounded like a rope snapping. It came from the catwalk above us. I'm getting the feeling that we're not welcome up there, like whatever resides in this theatre wants to keep its secrets hidden. We've set up our cameras on the stage, focusing on the catwalk and the surrounding balconies. The lights are dim, casting long shadows that dance across the empty seats. This place is a breeding ground for fear, and I can feel my heart pounding in my chest. Sound of a man's voice whispering, "Get out, get out." The voice is faint, but there's no mistaking the urgency in its tone. We're not alone here. Whatever resides within the walls of the Fargo Theatre is watching us, and it wants us gone. From the eerie whispers of the Liberty Memorial Building to the chilling screams of Sandhaven Sanatorium, North Dakota has revealed its haunted heart. We've walked in the footsteps of restless spirits, felt their presence, and heard their stories. But our journey doesn't end here. Each location we explored tonight has left an indelible mark on our souls, a reminder that the veil between our world and the next is thin indeed. Now I want to hear from you guys. Have you ever had a paranormal experience? Do you know of any other haunted places in North Dakota or anywhere else in the world that deserve to be investigated? Share your stories in the comments below, and let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your minds sharp, and never underestimate the power of the unknown. Stay spooky.